It looks like Mike Trout simply prefers to start playing Major League Baseball in May. He caught on fire right from the get-go last year at this time, and while he was serviceable but less than impressive this April, Trout hit his third home run of May yesterday, starting the first 5 days of the month, 7 for 20 with 6 RBIs and 5 runs scored. And what can you say about the start David Ortiz is having to his season? Given the fact that he was coming into the year at 37 years of age, starting on the DL, having problems with his feet, there's no way anyone could have predicted this. Big Papi has now hit in 13 straight games to start the season. That's 25 going back to last year. He's hitting .440 with 17 RBI and an .840 slugging percentage. I really don't know what to say other than the prudent thing to do would be to try and move him for someone that you think has a better chance of sustaining a high level of success. I know that goes against popular opinion, and I really can't blame you if you want to gamble and see how far this magic carpet ride will take him, but it's the prudent thing to do. And here's someone I know you're not talking about at the water cooler today. Marlins outfielder Marcell Ozuna. The 22-year-old continues to impress the baseball community, filling in for the injured Giancarlo Stanton. Ozuna reached base 5 times on Sunday with 2 singles, 2 doubles, and a walk, driving in 3 and scoring 3. He's now hit safely in his first 6 Major League games, going 10 for 23 with a home run and 4 RBI. Expect the Marlins to try to make room for Ozuna in the lineup even when Stanton returns. The most obvious option here would be the trade of Juan Pierre to a contender later this season, where you can steal bases for someone where it means something. And speaking of stolen bases, how much did someone pay in your rotisserie scoring league for Dodgers shortstop Dee Gordon this week? If you didn't know, Dee is the son of former Major League pitcher Tom Gordon, who affectionately had the nickname of Flash, and clearly that's rubbed off on his son. Gordon was called up to replace the injured Hanley Ramirez this weekend and picked up right where he left off the last time he was in the majors, seemingly stealing a base every time he gets on. The problem in the past, of course, with Gordon was that getting on base part wasn't so easy. In addition to that, the fact that he was so error-prone at the shortstop position was a huge culprit in him losing his starting job last year, even before he was injured and before the trade for Ramirez. I had someone pay $17 for the speedster in my league, and depending on how much you need stolen bases, he may actually be worth it, even if there's ultimately no position for him, because he's probably the game's best pure base thief. He stole 3 bases in his first 2 games this weekend, and if he continues to catch the ball and can find his way on base regularly, I wouldn't be surprised if he ultimately pushed for time at second base when Ramirez returns. Roy Halladay is going to visit Dr. Louis Yoakum in Los Angeles to take a look at his shoulder. Here's what I know about Dr. Yoakum. He gets paid handsomely for using a surgical scalpel. Consultations? Not so much. Jake Peavy, who hasn't pitched since April 26 with back spasms, is scheduled to return against the Mets on Wednesday, so long as he has no problems with his throwing session today. And Braves catcher Brian McCann is expected to be active for today's game in Cincinnati. No word yet on if he'll be in the starting lineup. I would suspect he will. How they decide to use Evan Gattis from here on out will tell you what they think of him. So keep an eye on that, as they may give him some time in the outfield. Tom in San Antonio, Texas writes, after a few good starts, Andy Pettitte was roughed up in his last 2 starts, and the guy who had him cut him last week. Would he be a good pickup? Well, Tom, I'm guessing that you're Tom the Cat, and the savvy guy who waived Pettitte is Jerry the Mouse. Pettitte's going to be 41 years old next month. Unless you're looking to pick him up as a pitcher for your men's 6-12 ARC softball team, look for someone else. Last week I did an entire segment on 2 struggling big-name pitchers, detailing why you should grab Matt Cain while he was out of favor, and conversely, why you should steer clear of Roy Halladay. The result? Cain picked up his first win of the season, going 7 1/3, giving up just 1 run Sunday, while Halladay was pummeled for 9 runs and 2 1/3 and is now going to have his shoulder looked at. We have a saying here at RotoExperts. It goes something like this: don't listen to our advice, don't win your league. For RotoExperts, I'm Mike Cardano.